Hello and welcome to Fiat 124 episode of the Character Unlock podcast. Joining me are my good buddies Brooker.
Hello, boys.
And Lee.
Hello.
Excellent. So, lads, it's another episode that we're going on to where we've done as much prep work as possible in the last 15, 20 minutes.
I do this. That's kind of.
Yourself?
It is my fault because I forgot to email people last night, and then I got busy watching Ted Lasso, so decided not to bother emailing anyway.
But all good reasons to not do something. Ted Lasso is possibly the best TV I've watched in a long time.
I've been spending the last few weeks Googling 124 to come up with something good for the episode, and you went and stole it.
Yes, I did. Because I don't like you as much as I like myself.
You know what? It's okay because there are maybe 3 people that listen to this podcast. If we're lucky, one of them will know what a Fiat 124 is.
Yeah, that's true.
Or a Fiat 124 Spider.
Or one
game related, that Pokemon 124 is Jinx. There you go. Bet you didn't know that, guys.
I do now, and
yeah,
don't need to.
Jinx is terrifying.
Yeah, Jinx is weird. As far as Pokemon go, he's basically just a cartoon horror movie character.
Still not selling it to me.
No, he's like a mime. He's a fat pink mime.
Okay.
It's such a weird. I mean, they must have been on some fucking drugs when they came up with that first set of Pokemon. Some of them were absolutely bonkers.
Mr. Mime or Jinx? Because
I'm not being funny.
Reaction on both.
I've just googled.
I'm thinking of Mr. Jinx.
I've just
Jinx
googled
is just as bad.
Jinx, and it looks like something a really, really quite badly repressed little boy would make to try and have sex with.
So Jinx is something that if they tried to make it these days, they would probably get a lot of hate on Twitter for.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, what is it even based on?
I don't know, but I mean, the colouring is problematic. The fact that it looks like it's wearing blackface is a real problem.
Oh yeah, that did get a lot of slack for that, supposedly.
I mean, it's not because it's like purple, but
it's supposed to be like a Japanese sea witch, I think.
It just looks like a butt plug with hands.
It's pretty much the
Japanese mythical creatures.
Yeah.
Yamuba and Yuki-onna.
So I literally just googled Pokemon Jinx, and then down here we have people also ask, what is Jinx based on? What kills Jinx Pokemon? Are Jinx rare Pokemon Go? And is Jinx a drag queen? Thank you, Internet. That's enough of you for today.
I'm pretty sure the answer to all of those is yes.
Jesus Christ.
Don't ever Google Jinx again, Brooker. It'll save you.
I'm never Googling Jinx again. Don't you worry about it.
Well, Jinx is weak against fire.
Yes, she's a nice type.
As are we all.
So ice as well then, because ice is weak against ice for some fucking reason. Steel.
And
maybe? Water.
I thought it was the other way around. I thought ice beat water.
Fuck knows.
Scissors beats paper.
Ice beats dragon and flying. So fuck you, Dragonite.
Fighting, fire, rock, steel. Then
rock beats ice. Pretty sure it should be the other way around.
Also, yes.
Type advantages are weird. Anyway,
there's some fucking quality filler for you.
Yeah.
I think you and me have a very different idea of what quality means.
Apart from Googling Pokemon numbers and apparently now hype advantages, Have you guys been all right for the last 2 weeks? Everything been going swimmingly? You know, Brooker, how was your isolation
Oh,
period?
boys, I dodged a fucking bullet. This is amazing. So I got back to work on Thursday, just gone, after my 10 days of isolation, which was not all that fun, I'll be honest. I got a bit extra gaming time in, but even then I couldn't really concentrate on it, or I wasn't enjoying it at all. Anyway, so I got back to work on Thursday. Thursday afternoon. So my old team had organised about 6 months ago. Actually, they'd organised like a paintballing day, and I was supposed to be going on holiday. I was actually supposed to be flying back from my holiday the day it was on. So I said, "Well, no, I can't come. Sorry." Obviously, my holiday got cancelled.
Probably a good thing your holiday got cancelled, seeing as you've been in isolation for 10
Well,
days.
true. Although, to be fair, if I'd have been in isolation for 10 days and then cancelled, I probably would have been able to actually get a legitimate insurance claim and get some of my money back. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. So, yeah, Thursday afternoon I get a message. One of the guys in the team, he's got to pull out. He's got other things he's got to do. Did I want to go? Because now I'm free. And I was like, it's Saturday. I'd love to, but Saturday afternoon Fright Fest tickets go on sale. They always disappear quick. I want to get a good seat. I kind of can't. I need to buy my Fright Fest tickets, lads. Sorry, I can't go. Monday morning, everybody that went got the call that they've got to isolate for 10 days.
Okay.
And actually, so yeah, on Monday the call went out that they've got to isolate. On Tuesday it was confirmed the guy got a positive PCR test. So yeah, they're all stuck in the house for 10 days, including one guy. Well, Kane, who we've played Among Us with. He's due to go on holiday on Monday and is now having to isolate for it.
Ouch.
Is he the one that bangs your mum?
He is the one that
Yes.
that bangs my mum. Yes.
Yeah.
But reciprocally, I bang his mum, so it's all good. But yeah.
Do you do it so
At
like
the
when
same
you
time,
go over to his house, he goes over to yours, kind of thing, or?
They
no,
use Facebook Watch to at the same time.
I tend to like FaceTime him when I'm doing it.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah. Put it on TikTok if he's not around, so I can send it to him later. But yeah, so like for the second time in 3 weeks, half of the team over there have been are now isolating, and I dodged a bullet because that absolutely could have been me again. And
Yep.
I think my team probably would have killed me and the people that I hang around with.
Brooke, you need some better friends, ones that aren't constantly contracting COVID.
I mean, I will say, I probably would have been okay with another 10 days off, because I don't think even with another 10 days, I don't think even my team were going to be expecting me to do work, because there's fuck all for me to do at home. So I probably would have been able to just embrace it and do some PlayStation, but fucking hell, boys, it would have ruined some shit. It's my little one's birthday tomorrow, and we've got plans. That would not have gone down well in anybody's opinion, having to stay in the house for the kid's birthday. But yeah, did dodge a bullet there. Fucking hell, man. This ping tastic world that we're living in.
Well, what's worse about it now is that a lot of businesses, including the one that I work for, are now TNT exempt.
Yeah.
So we are, provided we don't have any symptoms, we are still allowed to go to work, but we're not allowed to do anything outside of work. So just to rub in how shit the world is at the minute.
Yay, capitalism.
So you can't go out anywhere and do anything, but you still have to go to work. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, cheers.
Fucking hell. That's pretty shit.
Selling that one.
Yeah.
You guys
go to work. Just chill at work. You know, you're not allowed to make contact with anyone because technically you're supposed to be isolating, and therefore you're not allowed to go out at night, even though you've been told, yeah, it's fine, you can go to work and infect your entire office.
Yeah, you can go to work and deliver to multiple different customers in different buildings during the day, but when you get home, that's it. Sorry, sit there, do nothing. It's just an absolute shit show.
I don't. The logic and the mental gymnastics it takes to get there is completely beyond me. I mean, I don't. The isolating thing bugs me anyway. but I understand it. But I don't understand limitations like that. Again, because a lot of these, and this is happening because I suppose your job's one of the big ones like this. Logistics are taking a hit, man. There's no fucking lorry drivers anywhere.
It's fucking abysmal, yeah. I mean, even like Tesco, for instance, they're offering a £1,000 joining fee now for LGV.
I know. I'm tempted to take it up myself.
It's just bananas. The driver situation. And obviously, in the career that I'm in medicine's logistics, is just that now we've got the issue. If we can't, and the reason probably why we're exempt as well, if we lose staff, we can't provide medicines to hospitals.
Yeah.
And hence, we are technically one of the describing factors in the backbone of the NHS. So it's kind of like, without us, they don't get drugs. So I kind of understand why they fit it in, but it must be a stinger, being told that you can't do fuck all at night, but you can still go to work.
Yeah. Yeah. I see. The problem is, you see, that it is logical, but I think actually what people don't understand when you say things like that is you're not going to have happy workers. I know people don't care about happy workers for the most part, but people will just walk away. They will, because if you've got the ability to work, but you're not allowed to go out anywhere, and you're allowed to go to work, you're going to be fucking furious, aren't you?
Yeah.
That even if it's just for 10 days, man, I'd lose my shit. I legitimately would.
Downtime, man. Everybody needs downtime.
Yeah, and
not everyone can get Starship robots to deliver them stuff from Asda.
Oh, it's great. It is great. Lads, after we talked about it last time, the amount of shit I had delivered by robot after we talked about it the other week, it was fucking great. Like, just randomly, just pack of biscuits and a pasty. It was awesome. And ice cream.
Starship must be making an absolute fortune out of the fact that people are self-isolating and can't go to the shop.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the delivery charge is free from my local co-op, which is where the Starship robots come from. There's a £1 usage fee, which I can happily swallow if I'm getting, 2 or 3 days worth of food delivered, which I did a couple of times. But yeah, they must be making a fair amount out of it. Yeah, it's been a fun old time, boys. I think we're due to be. I don't know what conversations go on out in offices that I don't sit in, but I'm pretty sure we're due to be dropped into the list of people that if you're pinged, you still have to go to work.
Yep.
I don't know.
The whole country will be on it, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get my second jab on next Friday, so I'll have to go to work anyway, whether or not I get pinged.
It's going to be 17, like 20 days at most before it becomes it doesn't matter if you get pinged if you're double jabbed, so just fucking deal with it.
Yeah. Although I will say that the dude that was very, very ill and had me isolating for 10 days is double jabbed, and it wasn't just 2 or 3 days beforehand. He's had his second jab quite a few weeks ago, and it looked like it was killing him.
Well, then maybe you should stop getting COVID and going into work.
Yes, they fucking should.
I don't understand why someone would even think about the fact that I'm ill, I'm going to go into work. But then
overtime, mate. It's what it was. It was overtime.
I'm ill. I'm going to go into work on overtime. That's the worst time to go in for ill. Just stupid people. Anyway, right. Let's do some news. Lee, go with your jingleness.
Am I still doing the jingle?
Yes, you are. So, EA Play was a thing at some point in the recent couple of weeks. Seriously, where even fucking was it?
A week and a half ago.
Yeah.
What is the problem with doing a fortnightly podcast, mate? We've got the whole plan was to do it fortnightly, so we have 2 weeks worth of news to talk about. But sometimes there's still 2 weeks and fuck all happens.
Yeah, well, not just 2 weeks of fuck all happens, but frequently it's news happens on Fridays when the podcast goes out after we've just done a recording. So, as the fact that nothing's fucking happened since EA Play, like 2 weeks ago almost, I'm going to assume that, I don't know, Nintendo are going to announce that they're actually going to release a Pro Edition Switch that's not just the OLED.
No, never. Won't happen.
Or Sony are going to release another handheld.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely
Or
not.
Xbox announced that they've acquired another studio that's out of fucking nowhere.
Xbox acquires EA.
Oh fuck. I mean, they probably could afford it, even though that they did just drop a big wad of cash
Yeah.
recently on Bethesda. Yeah, there's definitely some studios that are definitely up on the market that they could probably pick up. Anyway, EA Play, uh, Dead Space remake confirmed.
Shit, yeah,
Lads, how
son.
do you feel about that?
Shit, yeah, son.
Feel like I could possibly finish it this time round. Although probably not.
No, Dead Space is way too terrifying.
Well, I got to chapter 6
Out of seven.
both times I played it.
Dead Space is genuinely though one of the scariest games I've ever played.
Yeah,
It's super atmospheric, and the atmosphere and the scares don't go away. Like you tend to find with horror games, for the most part, and films do it as well if they go on for too long. That you can't keep that super scary level of atmosphere up for too long without it just getting a bit boring. Dead Space manages to keep it going all the way to the end, man. It is super fucking scary.
it doesn't help that the weird, creepy shit is like insanely weird and creepy constantly.
But that's kind of the point of the game, isn't it? It's not just the weird and creepy, weird and wonderful shit that's coming at you. It's the fact that you're not, you know, you're not Marcus Phoenix. Not a big burly action dude.
Yeah, you're just
You're a space engineer with a fucking plasma cutter, and now you have to go up against extra large size head crabs and not really quite xenomorphs. It's half the scary shit in the game is the fact that you're not particularly equipped to deal with what's coming at you.
Maybe accidentally blind yourself for no reason in
Exactly.
2, was it?
Yep.
Dead Space 2, that is. Yeah. Why is there even a quick time event? It's just
Why not?
well, I don't really understand the purpose of the fact of that. I mean, I never played it, so I don't really know. But like, I don't quite understand why that became a thing. The not blinding yourself mission.
I think it's interesting that EA have decided to make like a ground up remake of Dead Space.
Yeah, especially considering that they didn't really do a ground up remake of any of the other games they've remade.
No. But it's EA Motive that are making it. I don't know much about EA Motive. I assume they have some heritage with Dead Space. But yeah, I'm interested. I'm very interested.
If it brings about Dead Space 2 and 3 remakes, then I will probably end up playing the first one
Just
so
two.
I can co-op 3.
Just
with
2.
me.
We don't need Dead Space 3.
No, I need it.
No.
Because co-op means it's not scary. And
That's
that means that it's
kind of the point.
fine.
If you want to play a co-op game, play Gears, man. If you want to play horror, you play Dead Space. But Dead Space 3 was neither horror nor fun. It was legitimately Dead Space 3 was not a good game, and it was not a good game because it was built specifically for co-op and B selling you microtransactions, the EA way.
Yeah.
It genuinely messed with the entire atmosphere of the game, because you can't make you can. But it's tough. You can't make horror scary when you have to wait for 2 people to trigger an event. Yeah, it just doesn't work like that. And it really did suffer from being a co-op game. I would happily take a third Dead Space game that was a pure horror game and didn't bother with co-op, but I don't see that happening. I would like to say, I read a thing, might have been yesterday, might have been today, about like EA Motive have said that there's going to be or possibly going to be stuff that was cut from the original Dead Space and put into this remake. So there's going to be some new stuff for us to see as well, which would be kind of cool.
Yeah. Especially if the stuff that they cut was for technical reasons.
Yeah.
And now that they can do it, they're going to.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It would be if it was just because of technicals. So it's not like they had to cut stuff to make for story or time, because it was a 12-hour game and the story was excellent. So there was, it's not like you're ever kind of limited, or not usually limited, stuff like that with games. So it's almost certainly a technical thing. So now that we are 12 years later, and this thing's being rebuilt in Frostbite of all things. Boys, I'm well up for it. I quite happily admit that Dead Space scared the living shit out of me, and I enjoyed every second of it. So I will definitely be playing some more. But I want Callisto Project first, or Callisto Project first. The game from the original Dead Space developers.
Yeah.
Oh, EA Motive made Star Wars Squadrons, and now I'm less excited.
This is where Dead Space has been turned into more Squadrons based.
Yeah.
So it's 4v4, or all four of you are playing as the same space engineer, and 4 people playing as weird alien things.
Yeah. That's not required.
It's just going to be Dead Space 3, but with double co-op.
Oh dear. But let's say on paper, I'm excited for Dead Space Remake.
Good. I'm glad you are, because, well, I'm not. Really.
It's not for you though, is it? That's the thing.
No. I never finished the original. Neither did Lee. I barely even played the original. I think I've got like 1 achievement, and then it's just like, nope, not doing any more of this. What else came from EA
I
Play?
want to play it. That's my thing. I like it. I like the setting. I like the atmosphere. So I want to play it.
Yeah, you're a big sci-fi guy, aren't you?
Yeah. So that's why I really try and push myself through it this time. Grow some
Space
fucking
zombies.
balls and just do it.
When you've done that, then you can play Village.
Nope. No, that's way out of the realms of things I'm going to play, buddy.
I think
Sci-fi, I can handle it just because of the sci-fi element, but because I can disassociate my brain with reality a little bit. Whereas anything that's set in kind of a setting that could just be in
a real world setting.
In a real world setting, no, fuck no.
Oh, I've just bought Observer Redux, man. You'll have to have a go at that then.
Observer Redux.
Yeah, so Observer Redux is the Rutger Hauer sci-fi horror game from Bloober Team, the guys that made Layers of Fear and The Medium.
Sounds like a big nope at this point.
I've not played it. It was in the sale, and I had PlayStation credit, and I went, I want to play this fucking game, so I bought it.
I will wait sternly for your review on said game first. If it has got stellar reviews, the same as Dead Space, then I would possibly be convinced. But
it hopefully, depending on time dependent, obviously, but next couple of weeks I'll get to that. Hopefully, it's installed and ready to go. I'm sure you said you've played Observer, John. I'm almost positive of it.
No, I don't think it's Observer that I've played. I just like looking it up. No, it's not Observer that I played. It was I played a different one that sounds similar.
Did you play Observation?
That's the one.
That's the camera thing, and it looks like looks like Five Nights at Freddy's without the scares.
Yeah. Observation was amazing. Loved that game. Really glad I played it, considering it wasn't on my list to start with originally at all, and then I think it was a Game Pass reward, just like playing like a very small amount of it, and then I just like got engrossed in the story.
Fair enough.
Really, really fucking good. But back to EA Play, Grid Legends. How do you feel about that?
Well, you're the racing game player. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, strong feelings.
I honestly don't care. Grid 1 was fucking spectacular. Grid 2 was trash, and Grid also Autosport was also
Oh, I
pretty close to
loved Grid
trash.
2. Grid 2 was made for me, man. It was a full-blown arcade racer. You could literally... There was a trophy for just finishing a race without taking your foot off the accelerator or using the brake. That's literally... That's
Sounds
my
perfect.
kind of game. You know, this is how I play racing games. I use the corners for I use the walls for turning, and I just don't take my foot off the accelerator. I fucking loved
But
Grid 2.
Burnout style. I mean, Grid 2 would have been great. I mean, I don't care that it was an arcade racer. It was the fact that they essentially just dumbed down the story mechanics to it and just like went, nah, fuck it. Gonna
Well,
remove half the content of Grid 1 and
then
just release a game.
then you'll be glad to see that Grid Legends looks like it has a full-blown story mode in it. It's going to have
Yeah,
cutscenes of people arguing over races and everything. It's going to be fucking boring.
yeah, I was gonna say, I
Dull
mean,
as dishwater.
Grid 1 didn't exactly have a story. It had you had to earn your way through racing series and work your way up through racing series. Starting with like really simple things like I say simple, it's like touring cars, working your way up, and then at the end of each season you do the 24 hours Le Mans, where you start off with like the lower classes and work your way up as you go through the other races, other series through the seasons, and then you get the LMP classes. You build your racing team up. You either renting cars out and being a pay driver for a team, or you eventually get your own team. That's what it was. Grid 2 removed all of that, and they just made it. You just play, and then you race around like 6 tracks because they decided to throw in a random track of just the streets of Abu Dhabi because money.
I did like, was it Grid 2? It might have been Grid Autosport, where it was, here's your like 6 tracks, but also you can play them backwards. So really, it's 12. It's
Yeah.
not, lads. It's just
Love
backwards.
a mirror track.
So, it'd be like the next Mario Kart game coming out, where they've got the current one has got 32 tracks. It's cause it's got like 8
Yeah.
championships, so it's like 32 tracks. Then to release new Mario Kart 9, and it's only got 4 championships, and then not even to bother with DLC. And it's like 4 tracks, four trophies, all of them original tracks, and then releasing classic tracks and championships as DLC. That would be truly fucking awful.
Oh yeah, well,
Either way,
Grid Legends is going to be fully fucking microtransactioned. There's going to be some fucking DLC for that game, no doubt.
there'll be some kind of season pass mechanic in it, where it's like, oh yeah, if you keep racing through a season, you can unlock this car and this car, plus random bonuses and boosts to attach to your car, like you've got increased traction for 3 races.
Yep. Oh,
That kind of
cards,
bullshit.
cards, that's brilliant. Who doesn't want cards?
I think Forza, whatever the most recent Forza, there wasn't a Horizon add cards mechanics to
It did.
Yeah, fucking bullshit. I think Horizon might just probably still have it. Battlefield 2042 and Portal mode.
Ah, this
Well,
looks awesome.
Yeah,
I'm well up for this.
yeah. But basically, it's from World War Two onwards to 2042.
Battlefield Portal is going to be. I can't tell if it's going to be like a website or an app or an add-on to the game. So it's an in-game, but you can basically create your own game modes, and you can choose any. I think it's any characters, any weapons, a few maps from Battlefield 1942, Battlefield 4. Battlefield Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 2042.
I don't think it's Battlefield 4. I think it's just Battlefield 3.
Oh, Battlefield 3. Sorry, I knew it was one of the two.
Yeah, it's 1942, Bad Company 2, and Battlefield 3.
Nah, must be 4. It's got Caspian Border. Caspian Border was from 4, wasn't it?
No, Caspian Border was a 3 map.
Oh, okay.
It was a 3 launch map.
I don't remember. They all fucking meld into one. When I first saw that, I just watched the trailer for it today, and I thought, just watching the trailer, it looked very much like I thought it was going to be just a new battle log, but not quite. It is, yes, it's this full like game customization thing, and you can literally like some of the examples they set up were just like one team has just characters from 1942 and they're in helicopters and that's it. And then the other team is like half the size. They're all from 2042 and no vehicles at all. And now it's now you've got to play a game of Rush, which just sounds phenomenal to me. It sounds like such a fucking laugh. Like, I mean, back in the day, like playing things like Killzone 2 and that, like the customization for multiplayer maps was awesome until everybody done nothing but play pistols only on Radic Academy. Fuck you, people. So actually, so doing that, and there's plenty of scope, I suppose, for down the line, like adding games into it and adding new ways of playing into this Portal thing, which I can't imagine taking an awful lot of extra effort when they start rolling out DLC and that. So I am interested. I'm very, very tempted to pick up 2042. I don't know what to pick it up on. I don't know what version to pick up, but it's very possible that I'll be picking up 2042 quite close to its launch window.
So next gen 2042, I think I remember seeing was cross play.
It is cross-play, yeah, but it's more about. I mean, if I'm going to play majority of the time with people on Xbox, I will probably buy it on Xbox because then I don't have to have a fucking Skype chat or rely on in-game chat like you have to with Warzone.
Yeah.
Which is a bit fucking ropey to say the least when you're going cross-platform. I don't know. I don't. It depends. I mean, obviously, I'll start making a decision and asking people what they're doing a bit closer to the time. But if you guys ain't Battlefielding, then I will probably buy it on PS5 and just cross-play it with people if I play with them.
Josh has already bought it on Xbox, which means that I've got it.
Nice.
So that means I'm probably going to end up buying it on my PC anyway, at some point. Just because. If I'm going to be playing with PC players, I'm going to play on PC.
You have a gaming PC. If you're not playing Battlefield on it, you're doing something wrong.
Yep. I played Battlefield 4 on my PC, and it was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
I played Battlefield 4 on my Xbox Series X, and it was weird. Like, really weird. Because it's an Xbox One game. It's an Xbox 360 game.
Yeah, it's not optimized for the new boxes.
So it was a weird experience, but still quite fun.
But the thing with Battlefield is, I mean, for me, Battlefield's always usually fun. It's nowadays it's my multiplayer game of choice. But like for me, my decision kind of has to be there's no single player component to 2042, which in a way is great because it means all the concentration goes on the multiplayer. But also, do I really want to spend that kind of money on a game that I have to play online with other people? Because it's not, it's a big time sink then. I have to be able to justify the time I'm playing. If I buy Battlefield, or if I buy Call of Duty when it comes out later on in the year, I'm sure we're going to get a Call of Duty at the end of the year. There's no reason for me to force myself to play the single player, to make sure I keep up with other people playing. Whereas Battlefield 2040, well, Battlefield in general, and I suppose Call of Duty multiplayer is the same. If you leave it a couple of weeks, you're quite badly hamstrung against the people that don't have fucking lives and do nothing but play these games. Do you know what I mean?
I do. I do know what you mean. And that's kind of the one thing that's going to worry me about Halo Infinite, I think. It's just that I just don't have time for these sprawling, open, multiplayer games anymore. I just don't. And I really want to, But honestly, I think Destiny 1 is going to be the last one that I've really put any time into. I
Yeah.
don't see me in the future ever picking up a game unless all three of us happen, and a couple of other people happen to just fall madly in love with something in particular.
Yeah.
I just don't see it happening ever again.
But is it, because you don't really play Battlefield as a rule, do you?
No, I don't know.
No. But it's so this is, and I mean I know that as well. So this isn't me going, I don't have to buy it on Xbox because you don't want to play it, do you? I know that. I know you don't play Battlefield, so that doesn't come into the equation for me at all. It's not like I go, well, if I buy it on Xbox, Lee can play it on Xbox, so we can play together. Lee doesn't play fucking Battlefield. It's not a consideration for me.
But I mean, even if you bought it on Xbox or PlayStation, it doesn't really matter. Lee could play it at any given moment with you. However, yeah, it's not likely to happen.
No.
So you might consider installing it and playing it for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like the Portal thing looks fucking awesome, and I would love to have a bash. The one thing that you can always guarantee with stuff like this, there's two things you can guarantee. One, there's always going to be a kind of, there's going to be a game that's going to last 2.5 hours. It's going to be pistols only on the worst map, and you're going to fucking hate it. And two, there's going to be a lot of creativity there. Some people are going to come up with some fucking mind-numbing shit. It's going to be absolutely brilliant, and I really, really, really want to be a part of that because it's always fun to see. I just don't know if I can justify 70 quid for the pleasure of it.
So, EA custom, the EA tax.
But to be fair, it's next gen
PlayStation.
Tax. It's next gen tax. I'm pretty sure, the base build on digital I think is 70 quid, and it just goes up from there. I think that you can get them on Xbox. Obviously, with your EA Play discount, I think the top end one's £110 or something. It's fucking bananas.
So the Ultimate Edition Battlefield 2042 is £100 on Steam.
Yeah, fuck that.
£50 just for the base.
No.
Gold Edition is 80. I don't even know what the difference is between them.
There's a load of pre-order shit you get with it as well, and you literally only get the pre-order shit with the deluxe edition. I'm like, well, that's great. It's a multiplayer game, man. Which means it's either going to be nothing but skins because you can't have something that's going to, swing the battlefield in your favour. You can't have no pay-to-win deluxe edition shit, or it's just going to be stuff you can unlock later anyway, which Battlefield have done in the past.
Yeah. With the those extra guns and stuff you got in Battlefield 3 that then released 2 months later if you just bought the unlock packs. So 2042's got a pre-order bonus, including a weapon charm. Standard is the base game. Gold Edition gives you early access plus the Year 1 pass. Yay. The Ultimate Edition gives you all of that plus an Ultimate bundle and a digital art book.
No, I don't care about a digital art book. Not for Battlefield.
You get to see all of those pretty pictures that they've drawn of those mountains that have got holes in them.
It's a first-person military shooter. I don't need an art book for that.
But what about those buildings that are falling in?
No.
Levolution.
I'll take screenshots. It's all good.
Levolution's returning.
Well, of course it is.
Everyone misses Levolution.
No one fucking misses Levolution.
There's nothing quite like blowing up a building and having someone inside it die because they refuse to get out of it in the fuck knows how long they've got from this first sound of it almost coming down.
I did when we watched the Portal, the Battlefield Portal advert. I was going through the videos and I put it on, and me and Nikita were watching it, and you see the radio tower for Caspian Border. I said, you watch, that's gonna fall over. It's gonna be great. And it didn't happen. I was like, oh shit. And then obviously it happens after the title card. And I was like, fucking yes. I was well excited. I was so chuffed with myself. But yeah, that's the thing with Battlefield though. Like all those big, like the dynamic levels and that, they felt so cool to play in. And I really want to play some more. But yeah, like I say, the multiplayer side of it, I don't know if I've got the time to invest. And if I don't have the time to invest, I can't justify investing the cash. Anyway, Battlefield Portal does look cool. I will end this with a positive. Battlefield Portal looks fucking cool.
So Lost in Random for PlayStation, I think, isn't it? Exclusive?
I don't know if it's an exclusive. I just saw the trailer, but it's definitely out on PlayStation. Looks like fun though. It looks really cool. I'm just gonna have a look. Lost in Random. Here we go. Let's have a quick Google. Will be available on PS4, Nintendo Switch, Windows, and Xbox One.
Okay.
And PS5 and Xbox.
So not a PlayStation.
No, it's definitely not an exclusive. It's interesting. It looks like it's got a beautiful gothic setting to it. I think it looks amazing. I can't tell what kind of gameplay it is. It looks like constantly running turn-based, which is really fucking weird.
Yeah, there's I don't know. It's kind of on that weird, creepy level. Like, yeah. Not entirely sure how I feel about it. I probably won't pick it up.
It looks like it plays in a world built by Tim Burton, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, as long as Tim Burton isn't actually involved.
His design, but in terms of everything else, just stay away.
Yeah, it looks very like the grim fairy tales and that, and like the Leica movies, the kid and the bow thing. I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, it's got that kind of look to it. I'm interested. Will possibly pick it up. If it had a physical version on the Switch, I would probably consider it, because it looks like the kind of game that I could get behind on the Switch, and also it looks like the kind of game Nikita would have a bash at, even if it's just for a little while. So
Switch would be good. That right level of creepy that your daughter would like.
Oh, she'd love the setting. The setting would be great. But yeah, like the gameplay, it might be a bit much for her gameplay wise, but I think she'd have a bash. So for that, I could justify Switch tax, I think.
So take that setting, that animation style, and put it in Animal Crossing.
Yes, 100% would be a seller.
Yeah.
Not just to my kid either, to be fair.
Yeah, Gothic Animal Crossing could be a winner. There you go, Nintendo. Do it.
There we go. Yeah, it looks like fun. I'm up for that. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, cool. And finally from you, but guys, did you actually play Knockout City?
No.
Cool. I somehow got invited onto the closed beta, so I played it. Don't play Knockout City.
Okay.
Is all I'm going to say about it. It's not great.
Is this the dodgeball thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, but based on your game of the month, I am not taking any gaming advice off you for a good few months.
To be fair,
it means to redeem yourself.
I'm 100% with Lee on this. You're
okay, fine.
I bet Knockout City is amazing.
You know what? Don't play Knockout City, and therefore you will play Knockout City, and I will just laugh when you play it.
I probably won't play it anyway. It's multiplayer, isn't it?
Yeah, it's exclusively multiplayer, and it's
multiplayer action dodgeball. I'm all good, thanks.
Yeah,
I'd have loved it when I was younger, but now it's just been built to fit in with that Fortnite crowd, and I'm not down with that. I'm not interested.
No,
it is not great at all in the slightest. And I will reiterate once again that my game of the month was not a chosen game based on recommendation for being fun. It was just something that I saw when I was hitting Surprise Me on Game Pass, and just saw Phogs and was like, oh yeah, I remember that existing.
I remember Brooke lying in the dogs at EGX.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got a picture of it somewhere, but you guys took.
And you playing with the puppet and attacking you with it. That's what I remember.
That was more fun than the game.
Yes, it was.
That 30-second interaction at EGX was more fun than any 30
but also,
seconds of that game.
that 30-second interaction was probably longer than I spent playing Phogs. We will definitely get to that in a bit.
Do we have any other news that we want to talk about?
So someone needs to catch me up because I don't know anything about it. But there's this whole Activision Blizzard thing. If someone wants to talk about that,
I'm not sure that. I mean, we can say that it's a thing, but I'm not really sure that we can talk about it because more developers and staff are coming out in the same ilk, and I've got a feeling it looks like there's going to be some sort of unionisation going on.
I mean, good.
This might be a better one to pick up on the next.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to see where it's gone, because I think Ubisoft have just come out as well in the last hour. Staff from Ubisoft have said they're going to do the same.
Well, this is good because I know there's a lot of sexual harassment stuff in all of this, isn't there? Activision Blizzard. And obviously, like we've discussed in the past, the sexual harassment stuff at Ubisoft. You know what? It's horrible, and the more that comes out, the better. There 100% needs to be a fucking union in that particular industry, to protect workers from everything from the harassment to crunch. And I can't believe. Well, I can believe because fucking capitalism. And Americans, run this world and have somehow made people think that unions are bad.
Yeah, because they are communist.
Yes. But yeah, if there's going to be some, if the outcome of all of this awfulness is that eventually there is a union for this industry and these people, that's great. But okay, we'll. I shall do my due diligence, and I do apologise for not reading up on it. I will do my due diligence, and we will talk about it a bit more next time.
Yeah, I think it's probably a good call, just in case. I think we could all get the whole story then.
Yeah. That sounds fair.
Considering what the story is about,
it's still moving.
We could put our foot in it quite significantly.
Yeah. Just based on the fact that it's moving so quickly over the last day.
Nah, fair enough.
It's a thing. We all know it's a thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
cool.
Hopefully the guys manage to do something about it. But
cool. Well, I'll do my reading then. It gives me a chance to catch up as well. So I'm up for that. We'll talk about that next time then. I think that's all the news I want to talk about then. I think. Let me have a quick buzz. PlayStation 5 reaches 10 million sales milestone.
Yep.
Considering people do nothing but complain that they can't find one, that's not bad going.
Yeah, and Xbox came out and said theirs was as well, wasn't it, today? They didn't give the numbers, but that's the S and the X are their best series. Yeah. They're their best selling ones too.
So this is
unsurprisingly.
This is the quickest that PlayStation 5 got to that milestone a few weeks quicker than the PS4. That's not bad going. That's not bad going at all.
Well, it probably helps that it's been a struggle to get hold of them, and people are buying them to try and sell them on themselves. So it's actually kind of benefiting the companies because people are buying them.
I mean, at that point, they've sold 10 million. How many have gone to scalpers has to be the question. I don't think it's 5 million. I think that
No, it's probably at best 2 million. I'd say around there. Have probably gone to scalpers in some capacity.
Yeah.
But still, it certainly will have inflated it, because would they have sold 10 million if it wasn't for scalpers?
Yes, 100%. The demand for those boxes is so much that they're still fucking out of stock everywhere. That every time somewhere fills up with stock, they sell out. And from what I can gather, spending a bit of time on places like Twitter and Reddit, they're not all going to scalpers. Real life people are getting them as well. So.
Yeah,
I think they definitely would have hit 10 million, possibly a bit quicker if that's the case, because real people that are buying them from scalpers are buying them inflated. If they don't have to do that and they can get them for $500, I'm guessing they go out even quicker. But yeah,
are people buying them based on the fact that the supply isn't there because of the scalpers, plus the fact that they're not making them even remotely quick enough?
So I saw a thing the other day.
It's just more kids now, and they all want one.
Well, this is it. I think this is what we have to remember. People my age and Lee's age, not everybody wanted a console when we were kids. Now, everybody wants a console. Everyone. I think not Microsoft, I think Sony said there's something like 109 million active PSN accounts, at the moment. I mean, even if you account for everybody having two, because I have several, two of them are active. Yeah. So if we say every person that's using PSN has got two active ones, which is wildly out there, that's not even remotely true. But if we say that, then that's 55 million people using PlayStation. 10 million PS5s is not an out there number for that amount of people that use the product, I don't think.
No. No, you are.
That's Brooker's economics for the insane, because that's not how economics works, even a fucking little bit. But I think the 10 million, I think is a great number, and I think that realistically that's a majority has gone to actual people that want to play Returnal number, as opposed to people that just want to sell their box for more money.
The important part is that we're almost all the way around for a full year of going around to people once again on Twitter saying, I hope you're happy buying your PlayStations and taking them away from my kids.
Yes, I am, thanks. Very much so. It's getting lots of use.
Okay, right. Moving on.
I will not be guilted into not playing my PlayStation, cunt bags.
No, and you shouldn't. You are older than PlayStation, therefore you have first dibs.
Exactly.
Is the line that it should be. If you weren't born before the PlayStation 2 was released, then you don't get a PS5.
There we go. Anyways. Let's move on quickly before we insult everybody.
Well, the only one from me is...
Oh, sorry, mate, go on.
Just to talk about Xbox Live Gold games, briefly give everyone an update. So August is Darksiders 3 Ukulele on the Xbox One, and 360 is Lost Planet 3 and Guru Mark of the Wolves. So not a bad showing from Xbox this month. Darksiders 3 in particular I really like. Ukulele was alright too. So.
Darksiders 3...
Lost Planet 3 was fun. 2 was better though.
Yeah, 2 was better.
I don't think I've played any of the Lost Planet games. Darksiders 3 I enjoyed but didn't finish, so I'll be glad to have that, permanently in my collection, in my digital collection now, for me to still never finish. Ukulele's alright. I don't hate ukulele.
I liked it. I hated the fact that one of the achievements bugged on me, and now I don't want to go back and do it because it's like the 5th boss.
Oh, don't talk to me about bugged achievements.
Fuck that shit. And on PlayStation Plus, we've got Hunter Arena Legends, which from a brief look actually kind of looks like For Honor sort of looking. I don't know whether it is or not. Plants vs Zombies Battle for Neighborville and Tennis World Tour 2. So a pretty dull outing for PlayStation. Unless Hunter Arena turns out to be a blast, but as I've never heard of it,
I'm not
expecting it to.
I was thinking about For Honor the other day. I mean, I've played it and I don't really like it that much, but I remember us talking about it on this podcast when it was due to come out. And I remember saying to John, I think it was just when it was episode just me and John, and I remember saying, this game is not going to fucking last. It's going to be stupid. They've already advertised season 1. I remember saying this. They've already advertised the first season. It's going to be dead before season 2. It's got a season 5, man. I can't believe For Honor's still going.
Great. It just plays crap.
The concept of it I think is amazing. I hate the gameplay. I don't like it. It's not for me, and that's fine. But I genuinely I was looking at it the other day, going, "Fuck me, this is still going," and I shit all over those seasons, man. That I genuinely eating my words. I was like, I cannot fucking believe 5 years later that game is still going. How Ubisoft have pulled off that and Rainbow Six Siege for 11,500 years but can't get a fucking Assassin's Creed game right to save their lives is genuinely beyond me.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was just a side note. I did just because Lee mentioned For Honor.
Side note accepted.
For Honor Assassin's Creed.
Well, that's
edition.
the games anyway. So yeah, that's me.
Cool.
Fine. I'll add on that extra bit of news of the MLB The Show has sold 2 million copies, but has 4 million users. So, yay, Game Pass.
Yep. 100% yay, Game Pass.
I mean, we've sung the praise of the Game Pass a lot, haven't we, since it started?
And apparently Sony are singing the praise of Game Pass now on their own.
Well, why not? I mean, it must be making them money somehow.
True.
You know, they're not giving their game away for free. You know, it must be bringing income in somehow. So why the fuck not? And this is a good thing. I want more games to be playable for more people and for more companies to have more money to make more games for me to enjoy.
Well, it being free on Game Pass, as proven with the fact that what Phil Spencer has said in the past is the Game Pass increases game sales. MLB The Show 21 or 22, whichever one it fucking is, 21, has sold more copies than any previous MLB The Show game. So on its own. So maybe it's just because it's on actually on both systems, or maybe because people have bought it on Xbox after playing it on Game Pass, or maybe just in general there are 2 million out of those 10 million PS5 owners who have bought it because it's one of like the 6 games that they can play on next gen.
Yeah.
So yeah, Game Pass increases player sales and player usage.
I am very much looking forward to invading your Deathloop game this time next year when you finally play it when it goes onto Game Pass.
Maybe I'll even play Deathloop just so you can do that. Right, lads, what have we been playing, if anything?
I've been playing some stuff.
What have we been playing?
That was very Frank Sinatra, mate. To keep that up, I can get behind that.
Okay.
You're going first, Lee, because that.
So since our last episode, 123, shout out to the count, mate, wherever you are, you were great.
God, you're a dick.
I've literally only played I've played a lot of Skylanders as usual, but I'm not counting that anymore. We've just moved.
This is a bit like when I'd done nothing but play Hitman for 6 months.
Yeah. So he's just finished Trap Team, which is the 4th game in the 6. I've not bought him Superchargers because I thought it was just a racing game. It turns out it's not. There's a game and a racing side of it. But I've not got him the game anyway, so I won't bother with that. And so he's just moved over to Imaginators. So Imaginators is the one where you can make your own characters as well. And loads of character pieces are locked behind the toy versions of Master Senseis, they're called, obviously. Yeah. Imaginators are stupid money. So I bought him a couple of bundles that I managed to get at reasonable cost, and I bought him the Chaos, which is his favourite character, which was 25 quid.
Bloody hell.
And then I bought an AC-122 NFC card reader, and I bought like 60 NFC cards that are unlockable, and I've literally just fucking wrote all of the other characters on an NFC card.
Nice.
Because he doesn't fucking care.
No.
It makes no difference to him. He's got 200 toys. You know, he's not bothered about these ones. You know, providing I don't sell them, technically I'm not doing anything illegal. So,
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So I've just literally, he's got a massive pile of white cards with name written on. I tried to go I've gone a bit funky with him. I've done some Sharpie art on them for him so he knows what's what.
Yeah.
So he can plonk them, you know, and we've unlocked everything for the game. So now he's got access to everything, so which is nice. So I've been playing that. But on my own, I have played. I've actually been away for a week's holiday. But since I got back, I started Gears Tactics.
Ooh, Gears XCOM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was up on. There was I think it was like a 500-point bonus thing on the Microsoft Game Rewards, and I thought, you know what? I've been looking at it for a while. I'd played the first couple of chapters.
Yeah.
The first couple of acts. Which one's the big one? Chapter's the big one. Act's the small one. So yeah, the first couple of acts in the first chapter. And I thought, and then I just never picked it up again after that. So I thought, oh, I'll play that. So I've been playing that, and I've just finished the first chapter yesterday, it's actually a lot of fun.
Nice.
Surprisingly enough,
I've got it installed.
Make your own characters.
I've had it installed since
pretty cool.
I got my Series X. I just haven't started playing it yet.
So you can only play it if
much.
it's installed on the hard drive.
Yeah.
The SSD.
Yeah.
The one thing that annoys me about the Xbox is it doesn't tell you why a game isn't starting.
It's helpful.
If you've got it installed on the external and you're trying to start it, it just doesn't do anything. It doesn't pop up and say, this needs to be on the internal, which it should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just tapping away at it for ages, like, why the fuck ain't this working? But then it did. And yeah, I've enjoyed it. So you get your main set of characters. So there's the main characters in the game. You can always tell the main characters, can't you? Because they're a lot prettier and they're a lot more detailed than everybody else. But yeah, you get a lot of supporting characters as well that you bump into that you have to save, and then you can recruit them as you're going through. I don't know what happens if they die yet. I presume it's permanent.
I would assume so.
Yeah, I think it probably would be.
But I don't know. You can't change the people's skin colour or faces, but you can change everything else. So you can change the hair and the tattoos and the scars and all that sort of stuff. So you can effectively make them your own. And there's so many of them. But there's plenty to do. I can say that the scout class is over and above better than any of the other classes in the game, even at this early level. I just can't believe how much it feels awfully unbalanced. In fact, it's that different.
Fair enough.
I mean, the other classes are good and they've got their benefits, but the scout can move almost 3 times as far as anybody else.
Jesus.
On some turns. Basically, they have a move where they can run in a straight line, which effectively is like 3 move turns. That one straight line. Then you've got 2 move turns on top of that, so you can effectively go 3 whole sets of moves in one go if you get in the right lines. They can go invisible, and they've got a shotgun. So the shotgun typically does fucking 10 times more damage. And I've been looking at the unlocks further on. They can stay cloaked when dropping proximity mines. I think they're the only class that have proxy mines as well. Or I say proxy mine, that's what it's called, but it's not. It's a fucking frag grenade that's thrown that stays on the floor next to them.
Brilliant.
Everyone else, you can give everyone else frag grenades, but they don't have the ability to throw them and stay unexploded until something moves over them. You can set a trap mine where you're sitting, same as the game. You can bang one into a wall, or you can lob it. But they have the ability to lob it and then it sticks to a wall, kind of thing, which is super handy. So I'm really enjoying it, and I've just beat the first boss. I won't, in case you guys too, I won't ruin it. It's quite fun.
Cool.
It's quite fun.
It's got a
tough
multiplayer component.
Yeah, I think so. I feel like it has. I mean, I'm gonna have to Google it. But because I've basically never really played any XCOM games, are they multiplayer?
No.
I mean, there's kind of like you can play against people, I think, but there's no like co-op element to it. So I think Gears Tactics actually has a 1v1 mode.
See, that'd be kind of cool.
Gears Tactics is single player only.
Nice.
Yeah. There you go then. So single player only. It's set just after, or at least very close to, the start of the war.
Okay.
Can't remember the name of the war. Emergence Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Prescott's in it, and he's a fucking bellend. And obviously you play like another character who's basically a Marcus Phoenix clone.
Yeah.
But he's a lot more compassionate. In fact, he's probably he's kind of got that feeling of Marcus, but he's more like Dom.
Fair enough.
He's quite a cool character, to be fair. And you get a couple of other people come into it, and you meet a lot of what do they call the humans that aren't gears? Just like civvies, basically, civilians, who are all still fighting because there's fucking grubs everywhere.
Yeah.
And you're after one particular grub who is clearly a priest, who is doing something with the emulsion. Basically, that's as much as I want to say and give away.
Yeah, fair enough.
So your whole mission is to get that guy.
It's definitely something on my list to play because I fucking love XCOM. And
well, I skirted it down to easy because I didn't really want a challenge.
I'd only play it on easy anyway because I don't care about the challenge. I'm a pussy.
Yeah, and with the exception,
I've got no issues
of the
playing
boss,
on baby mode.
Yeah, with the exception of the boss, I've had no issues with it. I didn't really have an issue with the boss. I just went about it the wrong way the first time round. And once I figured out what the boss was doing, I reset it and just walked all over it, basically.
Fair enough.
Mario Rabbids had a similar situation where it was like the game was super easy, and then you go up against the various bosses that you go up against, and it's like, well, fuck.
Yeah. This is better than Rabbids.
Well, yeah, you don't have Rabbids screaming at you constantly.
Yeah. This has quite a few cool little features in it, actually, that obviously it's curtailed in from Gears itself.
Yeah.
It worked extremely well in this game and how they've set it up. So obviously you still have the ability to execute with the chainsaw. Obviously some of the enemies don't allow you to get close enough to them. So bosses and a couple of others, they hit you before you get close enough.
Yeah.
But then you also they have introduced, so if you down a grub, you have the ability to execute them, and when you do execute them, the rest of your team get an additional move for that round.
Nice.
Things like that. So if you play it well and you play it right, and you're up against 4 or 5 grubs, and there's 15 enemies on the course, you can essentially take out 5 or 4, get 4 additional moves by executing each of those with one of your characters.
Yeah.
And you can. It's really. I like how they played it to do that. I've only met about 4 or 5 enemy types at this point, though, so I'm guessing there's going to be some more spanners thrown in the works.
Oh yeah, almost certainly.
There's 2 modes on it. I'm playing classic because I wanted to just play how the game was intended, but there is the bonus mode, and this is kind of the same as what they did with 5, whereas you can bring Jack and everybody into it as well.
Cool.
I don't know anything more about that, like I said, because I've not played it. But yeah, I'm enjoying that. It's good.
Good.
And that's me.
Excellent. B. Rooker.
Alright, so I finished Saints Row 3. I know when we were talking about it last week, I can't remember if I'd finished it or not, but I certainly hadn't gotten all the trophies. And I remember I had a chat with you guys, or we were chatting over text while I was playing. I was like, do I go for the platinum? It's easy, but it's pain. And yeah, just go for it. So I did, and it was quite funny because I went, well, I need to do this many things. And I was starting to get a bit frustrated because I wanted to move on and play something else. And I was like, right, I'm going to give myself tonight, and if I haven't done it by tonight, I'm just going to fucking move on because I don't care. And the problem was, that night, I was still isolating at this point, so it didn't matter if I was up a bit late the next morning. Not like I had to rush off to work. And it got to about midnight, and I was like, oh, I only need to do this one thing. And I'll have my platinum. That one thing took me another 2 hours. So I was still fucking playing it at 2 in the morning for a platinum for a game that I've already platinumed, and just a different version. And I don't really chase fucking trophies anymore. This was a weird feeling. It's been a long time since I've purposely sat up till 2 in the morning for a fucking platinum, I can tell you that. But it was fun. There are definitely some issues with the remastered version. It definitely bugged out on me more than the standard. So, just something to think about for those that might want to play it. And then I uninstalled that and I moved on to... Have you guys... I don't know if you guys have ever done this. So, if I said to you, like, straight away, what's your favourite game? What do you say? Like, without even thinking about it, what do you say?
Come back to me in half an hour while I decide what I want to choose is the number one.
Wow. Fair enough.
I mean, I don't even feel like I need to even answer the question.
You don't.
You know the answer.
There's two... If you'd have asked me 5 years ago...
Yeah.
I'd have probably just always gone Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
But
Fair
since
enough.
then, there's been so many games that I've fucking absolutely loved. I just don't think I can say that it's my favourite anymore.
So, I always, if someone asks me, and I've said this on other podcasts as well, and people are going like, what's your favourite game? And I go, well, Killzone 2. Because I fucking love Killzone 2. Somehow, this game has snuck in as my favourite game, and I didn't even realise it until I got halfway through the fucking thing. I bought in the sale and installed the Dishonored trilogy. It came with 3 games. I'm going to call it a trilogy. And I just kind of sank into this game. This is a game I've played a dozen times, easy. I fucking love Dishonored, and I play it over and over again. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to put it on the PS5, and I'm going to have a bash. And I kind of sunk into this definitive edition of Dishonored 1. And before I knew it, I'd finished my first playthrough in my favourite way of playing as well. So in one sitting, I'll grab the trophy for no alerts, no kills, low chaos, obviously, so the good ending, I suppose, and no upgrades. And I will gladly play through the game like that just to say I did it again. And I got about 2/3 of the way through that playthrough and I was like, this is just like the most comfortable pair of shoes I've ever owned. I love this game so much, and I can just disappear into it, and I know the game that well that it's rare that I get frustrated in bits with it. I can just kind of play on and not be worried about it. It's not a game I need to stick on easy, but again, I know it well enough. I don't need to do that. I can just kind of flow through. And I messaged you guys after I finished it, playing it that way. And I thought, well, this is it. I've done this now. That I'll be back later. I'm jumping straight back in. I'm going to do my fucking high chaos playthrough and just go and fuck everything up. This is going to be fun. And ended up, I got the platinum for Dishonored 3 days ago.
Yay!
Maybe a bit longer. But again, this is a game, apart from, remembering that I wanted to play through it anyway, apart from, I think, 2 trophies that I kind of had to purposefully go for, and only because they require you to play in a way that I don't generally play in, even if I'm playing in a high chaos, fuck up everything kind of way. Apart from 2 trailers, everything just kind of came to me. It was just there, just got done, and they just flowed through quite steady. And I had to, because I knew these 2 trophies were a thing, and I know I don't play like that, I had to do a couple special. But yeah, like, I got to the end and platinum trophy was done. There was one mission that I messaged you guys on while I was doing. I messaged you guys a screenshot of literally all of my save scumming to get this one fucking trophy, which was a pain in the balls. But yeah, it's such a fun game for me. and literally what do they call them? They call them like immersive sims, don't they? So that you can play however you want, and the world changes dependent on how you play. So obviously, like with Dishonored, if you go around killing everybody, there are more plague victims in the city that you're playing in. There are more rats to consume bodies. Just in general, it's a much darker world. People react to you differently. Your final mission, if you kill everything, your final mission is set on an island that's dark and rainy and horrible. Whereas if you've been good all the way through, it's a nice sunny day when you get to the last mission, which is interesting.
Pretty surreal.
It's kind of cool though. This is the thing, and these are things that you pick up when you play and go, "Oh yeah, that's pretty fucking cool." And obviously the whole game changes. Like when you get to the end of Dishonored, the whole point of Dishonored is you've got to rescue this young girl who's been kidnapped after the queen of the island you live on has been assassinated. And
coup of the century.
Yeah, but if you play without killing everybody, when you get to the final mission, you can literally just knock out the guy that kidnapped her and go and rescue her, and it's all good. Whereas if you've been killing everybody, by the time you get to the final mission, the dude that you would knock out if you were playing stealthily and quietly is at the top of a fucking building getting ready to lob her off of the top of it. It's very different. And the fucking, you've got with Dishonored, you basically have for those that haven't played, I know like John doesn't like Dishonored, hasn't played Dishonored. And
I have played,
you
didn't enjoy.
Fair enough. So you have this kind of hub area, which is a pub, and every mission you get in a boat and you fuck off to mission and do mission and come back and you're back in the hub. The dude that pilots the boat always has something nice and jolly to say to you. It's kind of a cool character. It's always fun to listen to him talking. The motherfucker is savage. If you've been killing everybody, like by the end of it, he fucking hates you, and he lets you know as well. And then he lands on this fucking island, which is your final mission, and sends off a flare to let people know you're coming. The dude is a cunt. It's fucking horrid. But yeah, the game itself is absolutely amazing. So like I say, I finished that, and then I moved directly on to the DLC for Dishonored 1. And this afternoon, I got my last trophy, 100% in the first part of the DLC. Which it's called the Knife of Dunwall, it's instead of playing as Corvo, the main character from Dishonored 1, you play as a guy called Dowd, who is the assassin from Dishonored 1, who actually killed the Empress at the beginning. And you have to go on this whole investigation as to how and why you were employed to do this, and this whole unveiling story to go with that. I think playing through stealthily without killing people, the last mission of the Knife of Dunwall, playing it that way, is infinitely harder than anything you have to play in Dishonored 1. It's actually a fucking ball ache if you don't want to be killing people, because there are a lot of people there, and you have to knock out a lot of people to get your assassins back who have been captured.
I remember that. I remember it being tough.
It is tough, especially if you're trying to do it without alerting anybody, because you've got like 4 assassins that have been captured, and you have to clear 2 to 3 people from around them very quickly and very quietly, and it's tough if you're doing it without alerts. But again, it is a shitload of fun, and it is super satisfying when you get to the end as well. I started the Brigmore Witches this afternoon as well, but that we'll talk about that in the next episode, I suppose. But I'm finding that quite difficult as well. Like the first mission, I'm trying to play through without killing anybody, without alerts. And actually, there's a horrible fucking trophy in the Brigmore Witches, which is end the DLC or end the story in low chaos with a certain amount of gold in your possession. and I think you need to have 10,000 gold. It is possible in the entire game for you to only come out with 10,750, which means you can't buy anything, and you have to find pretty much every coin, wallet, purse, anything collectible that you can buy things with in each map, which while you're doing it while trying to sneak around and not alert anybody is going to be a fucking pain in the balls.
Yeah, that's a killing spree one.
But it can't be. You have to fit. It has to be done in low chaos.
Oh, does it?
Yep, the trophy is low chaos, 10,000 coins, which is. Like I say, I only just started this afternoon. I'm about 10 minutes into it, so I've not done that much. But I think if it's going to be a pain in the balls, I just won't bother, because actually it will sully the game for me. I think having to find a guide to where all the coins are is going to be a fucking pain in the ass. So I probably will not bother, but we'll see. And then I'll probably take a break and go and play Observer that we were talking about earlier, and then come back to Dishonored 2. So, but yeah, I played Dishonored again for like the 104th time, and still absolutely love it. It's such a great game, and it's...
Yeah. You can carry your money over from Knife of Dunwall.
You can, but the problem is if you carry your money over from Knife of Dunwall, so both of my Knife of Dunwall playthroughs was done including spending money and buying upgrades and things. So if you carry your money over, you don't get given money at the beginning of the game. So both of my playthroughs, I was only left with about 1,500 coins. And if you start a new game without carrying over your upgrades and stuff, you're given 3,000 to start with. So I made I made
There's only 7,000 available in the Bridgemore, which is 7.
Yeah. So I've got like a 750 coin margin of error, which is not an awful lot considering I finished the first mission, which takes about 6 seconds, because it's literally fight Corvo and then leave, and I still missed one pouch thing, so I was 50 short. So I went, well, no, I'm starting that again, and I'll find it. Luckily, like I said, it's only a very short mission, but the rest of them are quite big. And I remember the final mission, actually at Brigmore, I remember it being quite tough, like to do stealthily, because there's fucking witches everywhere and they see you from miles away. So doing that stealthily, plus finding money, plus not alerting anybody, is going to be a ball ache. So, yeah, we'll see.
Well, supposedly people are saying that chaos level doesn't actually matter. It's based entirely on your choices.
What do you mean?
Mate, you'd have to read it. You'd understand it more than me.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, the thing on the trophy literally says end the game in low chaos with 10,000 coins. So, I mean, I can only go by what the trophy says at the moment. I'm not that bothered. It's trophy hunting. I don't care that much.
My carnival. Save some for me.
What the fuck?
Autoplay adverts, mate. I'm just reading the achievement. True achievements literally spam with adverts now.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to buy a fucking membership to True Achievements to get rid of them. I'm not doing that. I don't do that. I don't play that game anymore. But yeah, so apparently the chaos level it depends on what you read. Some of the stuff will read your chaos level doesn't matter when you bring it over from Knife of Dunwall.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I could run through the Knife of Dunwall in about an hour and kill everything and collect all the money and make it a bit easier for me. But if I do that and then I bring it over and my chaos level actually does come over, then what?
Who knows?
Yeah, I'm not that bothered.
I think I like the Bridgemore Wishes one, if I remember rightly.
Bridgemore Witches is great. The whole story with Delilah, I think, is brilliant, and I really enjoy it. And it rolls the way it ends. It rolls in very nicely to Dishonored 2, and it's quite similar to how Dishonored 2 ends. But I mean, this whole thing is because I really want to play Dishonored 2 and Death of the Outsider again, because I don't think I've given them the time they deserve, and I've got time to now because there's no games coming out until middle of September for me. So might as well get in and have a bash. But at the same time, I like to be as complete as I can with these games because I love them that much. I will not, however, be doing the trophies for the Dunwall City trials because fuck those. The trials were a pain in the ass, and I'm not sacrificing PlayStation controllers to the trials.
Damn.
But that's me done, I think.
I love how much you love Dishonored. Like the amount of passion that you have for this game is just unreal.
Well, everything about it's perfect for me. It's a game style that I love. It's an art style that I love. It's a story that I can really get behind. You know, everything about it it's tailor made for me, and I very much appreciate that.
You could do an entire dissertation on Dishonored.
I reckon I could, given enough time. To be fair.
Get yourself one of them degrees with a dissertation that is completely irrelevant to the rest of the degree.
I could do
because
that.
It's on Dishonored.
Yeah, just give you a dissertation. It's got nothing to do with the degree I'm doing. It's just 10,000 words on Dishonored.
Exactly. Astrophysics degree with Dishonored dissertation. Right. Anyway, so I'm gonna briefly mention that the only game that I've played apart from the challenge game, outside of obviously Destiny because that's what do. GTA Online had a new update, which is the Los Santos Tuners update. I'm going to go with there was probably a very convenient Fast and Furious release coming.
Yeah.
Because it is entirely based on doing car meets, and there's a new set of cars, one of which is essentially just a Nissan Silvia. There's another one which is basically a Toyota Celica.
Nice.
And it's all just like the weird. I think there's a 350Z one as well. But it's just like Jap import cars and mods for them. The new property that you get is a auto shop. Amusingly, the new NPC character, or one of the two new NPC characters, is apparently a DJ stroke rapper who goes by the name Moody Man, but he comes across in the game as literally just budget Ludacris.
Fair enough.
It's actually quite funny if you like. I'll send you a picture. But it's a character called KDJ on in GTA Online. He does look like it's literally just like budget Ludacris. It's insane.
Nice. This thing's been advertised really heavily as well. Every time I open up Twitter or Reddit, I've got an advert for it in front of me.
Yeah, it is kind of weird just how obsessed they are at the moment with trying to sort out. Yeah, just GTA being a thing.
I mean, it's making them money, isn't it? Why wouldn't they?
It's making them an insane amount of money. Yeah.
Money.
But outside of that, it's the only thing I've played is Phogs. So we'll talk about Phogs. Guys, you loved Phogs, didn't you? I know I did. Phogs was a great game. Probably the best one we've played this year so far.
Arthur loved Phogs.
Phogs wasn't even the best game I played the day I played Phogs.
I can't say that it was the worst game I ever played.
No.
It was far from it.
It was this year's Everybody's Golf. Sorry, this year's Golf with Friends.
Boring. It was just boring. The puzzles, with the exception of one puzzle in the whole game, they were all extremely easy, which is a shame. I was hoping for something a little bit more complex.
Yeah, for a puzzle game, it was very much not, good, for the lack of a better term.
The story didn't even make any fucking sense. The whole game, you were just fetching your doggy items back.
Yeah, it was the three worlds to go into because some of your stuff had disappeared. The- I, I only liked one of the three worlds, really.
The game
Um,
one.
yeah, the arcade world was fun, and music to it was actually pretty cool. The dream world was fucking
Dull.
diabolical. And I don't even remember what the third one was because I was so busy trying to reach the end of the game at that point. Oh, Food World, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and then just like right at the end of the game, it made itself infinitely harder by splitting the fog in half, and you had to control two independent parts instead of two parts of the same body.
Yeah,
Did
see,
you
they
find
were the
that?
best puzzles after that bit. They were the
Yeah,
hardest and the best puzzles.
yep,
And it was so brief, there was like 3 or 4 puzzles after that before you were put back together. And they were the best
yep,
ones in the game, the ones that really had to think about how to do.
yeah. Like the water, trying to move the water around by
Mm.
have, trying to prevent yourself from leaking too much, and also fit through small gaps.
Yeah, exactly. I really enjoyed that bit. That was it. The only redeeming feature for me in the whole game. To be quite honest with you, I aced it. But if Arthur hadn't have enjoyed that game as much as he did, and bearing in mind he was just sitting and watching, because there was no way I was going to try and let him play it, it'd have drove me mad.
Yeah,
Uh, not necessarily drove me mad because I'd have played it with it, but I'd have just been on it for 4 or 5 times as long, and I'd had enough with the amount of time that I did spend on it. But if he hadn't have enjoyed it, I'd
sacked it off.
doubt I reckon I'd have just sacked it off as pretty sharpish.
So, yeah, I mean,
I mean, I
I
did
am
tap out of
sorry,
it. It
guys.
was like genuinely, it was awful to play. The control scheme was terrible, and it was worst of all, it was boring.
Yeah,
So is this the first failure for the year?
This is my first failure for the year. I managed to get through fucking Katana Zero, which I thought was going to kill me at one point.
Yeah,
Uh,
but at least that had a good story.
it did. I, for me, Fogs is my first failure. It's the first one I haven't finished this year.
Yeah.
yeah.
Do we need to shame him?
No.
Shame, shame.
Look, I picked the game because of I couldn't think of anything else to play because just trying to find something is surprisingly difficult when you try to look at something that's completely out off of the wheelhouse. Otherwise, I'd have just ended up picking some random shooter, probably, or a zombie game because they are so common at the moment. Um, but it was free, and it was surprisingly a lot easier to play on PC using a keyboard than it was to use the controller. I don't even understand how that was a thing. Uh, but overall, I can't say I totally enjoyed Fogs. I can't say I hated Fogs. But I am very, very sorry to you guys for the fact that you had to play it. I
Well,
should
he's
have done
done now.
I should have done a bit more looking into it instead of just randomly hitting. And it's gonna learn me now. I'm not just gonna keep hitting surprise me on Game Pass and seeing what comes up. Because the only other game that I was flicking through that I looked at and was like, that could be interesting. I think it's called Into the End, Onto the End, or
Unto the end.
Unto the End. Have you played that yet, Lee?
No,
Would you like to play it?
it looked all right.
Well, at the time, so
It's
did
supposed to
Fogs
be
at the
hard
time.
as fuck though.
Yeah, that's kind of why I think the reason I didn't go for that is because I think it's how long to beat says it's like 14 hours.
Yeah, it looks like it'd be a good laugh, but yeah, it looks hard as fuck.
It's
Yeah,
described as a challenging combat adventure game.
yeah. So the word challenging fucking
Yeah,
ruins it.
I'll never finish that. If if someone's describing it as challenging in their blurb, it's not happening. Oh yeah, please give it to me on Switch, or I can definitely snap things off of my console when I'm getting angry with it. Yes, please. Fucking hell. I was just looking at when Back 4 Blood is coming out. I was going to drag you boys onto that, but I don't think it falls in a decent spot. It's all good. It's all good. It's not my turn to choose next anyway. But yeah, I did not enjoy my time with Fogs, and like I say, I did not finish it, and I am very sorry about that, but it was terrible.
Yeah. So, I mean, you didn't finish it because the game is terrible, but it's certainly better than my almost reason for not finishing your last one, which was because I just couldn't be asked.
Fair enough.
It's like I wanted to play other games, and then in the end, just got around to finishing it because Lee tried to shame me for it.
No one wants the shame stick.
No, so yeah, and apparently I'm getting the shame stick anyway because
That's what I call my penis.
I thought that's what your wife called your penis.
That too.
The
shame twig.
So Fogs is not a game for everyone, or well, anyone really. If you're listening to this and you feel like playing Fogs, don't. And that moves us on nicely to Lee. What is next month's game?
So, I did a bit of legwork because that's the kind of guy that I am, and I had a list of about 15 games to choose from, and so from that list, obviously, I had to go and whittle it down to try and figure out what the best option was going to be in terms of cost, because obviously we don't want to be spending silly money, and obviously, you know, anything that's PlayStation exclusive is out. So I had Super Hot Mind Control Delete, which is the latest iteration of Super Hot, and that is on Game Pass. I had Absu, which has been around here, there, and everywhere, and it's been free pretty much everywhere at some point. I had a mobile game called To the Moon, which looks really interesting, and I may pick that up just to have a bash at it anyway. It's supposed to be super cool story and super emotional story, but there's not really anything to the game. But the story is supposed to be cock on. Outer Wilds, although that's dropped off Game Pass now. And the last one I had was The Swapper, which is on pretty much every console that I can think of. It's on Linux and OS X and Windows and all of the consoles, with the exception of Xbox.
How is Linux the first thing you
reason.
mention?
Just because I find it really bizarre that it's on Linux. Because nothing, what the fuck is, nothing's on that shit no more. I mean, apart from the real crazy people that use it still.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
So I just thought I'd bring that one up first. It's published by Facepalm Games and Nintendo and Curve Digital. But it got absolutely smashing out the park reviews in 2013 when it was released. And obviously I never got around to it. I just, you know, either fell off my radar or I never seen it again. And I think I downloaded it for Vita at one point and I never played it. So that's my game for this month.
Cool.
The Swapper. It's kind of a puzzle platform thing. I don't know the general gist of it, but I think you can create additional copies of yourself that then your soul transfers into, and you can create a total of 4 that all move in the same time as you do, in the same. So if you're moving left, all of your other clones move left. And all of the puzzles in the game are based on that premise.
Fair enough. Bring it on.
It's supposed to be a reasonably good ride through, but there is a couple of puzzles that are particularly taxing. Not in that you can't figure out what to do.
Have you started it already?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is just what I've read. Not in the, it's just in the very strict time and area requirements for the puzzle itself. You fail it, it makes you think you've done it wrong. You need to try something else when actually you had it right the first time. But you didn't have the timings right or something like that. Basically, there's a few of those in there too. But I like that sort of thing. I like a challenge, so it's good for me.
Yeah, I like a.
So
I
I
like
hope
a
we all
good
got
puzzle
that.
game.
Yeah, so you and I are probably going to be playing it on the PlayStation,
Yes, sir.
Yep.
and John will be playing it on Linux, I imagine,
Yeah, I'll sideload Linux onto my
or
PC.
Wii U
for-
possibly.
I mean, you could probably get a Wii U for almost the same price that Brooker bought it on PC for me.
True.
No, not quite that price yet. I seen one the other day for about 40 quid.
Fucking hell.
I'd pay 40 quid
You-
for one.
You can
Yeah.
you can buy a Wii for more than that.
Well, I bought a Wii for 40 quid with 70 games. And like 3 controllers and loads of other shit.
Was
And
the-
literally played it for 5 minutes and then put it in the box and put it in the attic.
Excellent.
But
To
it
be
was
fair,
worth the
I-
40 quid.
Be surprised at what you can pick up randomly at charity shops because people are just taking stuff there. Like you can get a lot of like really old shit consoles. I say shit.
Always keep an eye on Facebook Marketplace because somebody out there is always not smart enough to just look at eBay prices.
Or someone will be, you'll go to a car boot sale or something, and there'll be an old person said that, my grandson left this at the house, and it's like a Game Boy Advance with like all of the fucking games.
So that is the game for August.
Cool. No, man, thank you, because I've been looking forward to that.
Yay!
It's something I've wanted to play.
Yeah, the story's supposed to be excellent
Yeah.
and ties in very well to the game itself and the premise of the game itself. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Cool. So yeah, we've got our game for next month, and we're all looking forward to it, especially Brooker, but especially Lee. And I'm just going to accept the fact that at some point it's going to be weird that I'll be playing it with an Xbox controller when you're on PlayStation. I guess.
That's
I'm going to
right.
assume that I should probably play it with a controller and not mouse and keyboard.
Play it as you see fit, mate.
I'll
work for
probably
you.
give it a bash. I'll give it a bash on both, just because it might end up being better one way or the other way. Yeah,
It's a puzzle.
but
It's a
that's-
puzzle platformer. I can't imagine mouse and keyboard being a bad thing.
No, probably not. But that is us done, to my knowledge. Don't think there's anything else really to talk about. Nothing else. No.
No.
Cool. Mr. Lee, where can people find you, my friend?
I am Pyro Loveridge everywhere.
Excellent. And Monsieur Brooker.
I am at Brooker411 on Twitter. Pretty much the only place worth following me. I think I'm Brooker411 on Instagram as well, but I constantly forget that I have an Instagram account. So once
You
every
should post more pictures of your shoes.
once every 3 months or so, I randomly just post stuff. I may put a picture of my shoes up on there. I put a picture on Twitter yesterday.
Yep.
Hey, they were good shoes, man. Well, they still are good shoes.
I'll say they look comfy, like walking on clouds.
That's how they feel as well. It's very cool.
And I am the John_CU on Twitter and on Xbox Live. You can find me at Long Dong Silver. But if you don't care about the individuals that make up the Character Unlock podcast team, you can find us on @CharacterUnlock on your various social media platforms of choice, except TikTok, because we're not there yet.
But we do have Instagram. I also forget we have Instagram there as well.
I also forget we have Instagram there, because I also forget I have Instagram in general.
Brilliant.
It's not on my main page of apps, so I just sort of forget that it's there.
No.
Lee, you should probably be in charge of the Instagram account. You're the one that posts more frequently. Or just in general at all.
Please
There we
go.
go.
Comment.
And yes, just keep continuing to listen to us ramble our way through 2 hours worth of your life, give or take 30, 40 minutes. But that is us done for another gorgeous episode that you can hear another one in 2 weeks' time, hosted by Lee, I think. Or is it Brooker again? I can't remember. We'll find out later.
It might be Brooker again.
Because
now we're doing end of August.
Yeah, it might be me, so you can do end of, where are we? Yeah, I think it'll probably be me.
It is you, because I think that's what we agreed, was that to get you to get the pattern back in swing again for stupid June and its 3 episode things.
Yeah, that's cool.
Right. So that's us done. So say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
I'm back.